August of last year.
A cast member for a reality show based in Atlanta is fighting for his life after complications from the flu. His family and castmates are calling it brain flu. Alec Blanks is on the dating show Ready to Love. It airs on the Oprah Network. After going to the doctor several times with the flu, he was then admitted to the hospital for severe complications. One of his kidneys was damaged, and it appears the flu may have affected his brain. 11 Alive medical expert Dr. Sujatha Reddy explains why some are calling it brain flu.
Brain flu probably is referring to when the influenza virus infects parts of the brain. This also can be called meningitis or possibly encephalitis. And what's happening there is the flu virus is infecting the covering of the brain or the brain tissue itself.
And that is very serious. Dr. Reddy says pneumonia is the most common cause of flu-related death. It is rare to have any complications